Hey, you guys. My name is Kia, age 28, and I am a full-time braider, local braider here in Houston. And I do hair for a living. Yeah,
Gotcha. Definitely appreciate having you on. Appreciate you taking some time to do this for me.
of course, of course. Thank you for having me. I do appreciate it and reaching out to me.
Definitely. Definitely. So yeah, kind of take me to the beginning. Like, are you from the Houston area? Did you grow up out here?
I actually am from Houston, the Houston area. I've been in kind of, like dib and dab. I know at one point, we were like back and forth, like from San Antonio to Houston, because most of my people are like from out there. So I know growing up, like elementary days, like I couldn't tell you like what I can remember, but I know right when I got in middle school, the southwest of Houston is where I ended up at. So I'm like, this is where I'm from.
Gotcha.
That's all I know.
So yeah, what high school you went to in Houston?
I went to West Side High School.
Okay. So yeah, all right. So kind of paint the picture of like, two parent household, single parent. Like, what was the home life like? What were you like as a kid?
My mama was damn near like Tyler Perry. She played all the parts.
Okay.
Mama, daddy, sister, big sister,
All
little sister.
right.
She was like
Shout
all
out
there.
moms.
I know we didn't really have it all growing up, but it was okay. My mom, she made it work. She did something right. I'm here,
Right.
successful,
Shout out
pushing, getting
moms.
my goals. So yeah, it was definitely a single parent household.
Gotcha. And what kind of kid were you? Quiet kid, outgoing?
Man, I was everywhere. I was very adventurous and very
Okay.
optimistic. Very like I stayed outside. I always wanted to build something. I always wanted to
Yeah,
make some
he's an
type.
outside kid.
I was an outside kid. When I say I was like the backyard again, I was
Okay.
outside. Okay, like, but I know when that
Gotcha.
street light, when that street light came on, it was like, all right, y'all.
Heard that. Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, kind of take me through like little kid to maybe high school. Like, what were you into in high school?
So it's crazy because growing up, I really loved dancing. So I thought I was gonna be the next Sierra. Okay,
Okay.
like I had the moves.
All
Okay, like I had
right.
all that going on. So I
Nah,
thought
Sierra was the one.
what Sierra was my idol, like from
For
elementary,
sure.
and still to this day. Even though, like I feel like she to this day she does a great job. But back to me, I love dancing, so I was like in dance class all the way up until I want to say college. So like middle school, I liked dancing. I was like a people's person. I always want to get out and talk to people and meet people. Even though I was kind of
Gotcha.
shy, I was still shy, but I was kind of like winging it. I didn't even have to say much. People would see me, see my personality, and be like, "Oh, I want to be her friend." So it's like, okay, well,
Gotcha.
carrier.
So more of a quiet kid, but you was still just in the mix.
It took me a minute. It took me some time because it was just like growing up. I didn't really like I said I was moving around so much, so it's like I didn't really know how I feel to have a long-term friend growing up. So it's like I meet a person, we'll be cool, and then boom, I'm moving within 3 months or moving within a couple of months. It was like okay. So when I
Gotcha.
did finally get around people, it was like, oh, okay, this is what it feels like. It's not like my sister or my cousin. It's actual people. Like okay, like
Gotcha.
strangers. No. So yeah.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, like in high school, do you have an idea what you wanted to do after school? Do you have any sort of like basic plan, like go to college, figure it out kind of thing?
So what's so crazy is when I got in high school, I thought high school was it. So I got in high school and I know that I wanted to like dance. That's all I knew. I was like, I'm gonna make so much money dancing because me not knowing what the real world brings. So when I was in school, I'm thinking I'm gonna be a background dancer for Beyonce or Sierra.
So you was
So
like, you wanted to go to college and be a dancer and stuff?
it's crazy, and you might laugh when I say this, but I didn't even know college existed. Like I did not know, like nobody in my family from my knowledge. Like if anybody on my mom's side went, I'm not really knowledgeable about it, but I know that I am first generation for sure. But I didn't really know college existed. So I got in there, I kept hearing about college, and I'm like, that's like a work, like work. So it's like once you go, you automatically get a job. That's what I'm thinking. Like we're young, we don't know. So I'm like, okay, when I graduate high school, I go to college and start working. Okay, so we all gonna be working at college. That's what I'm thinking. Like we all gonna be at the same
Okay.
job. And the whole time it's more school. I'm like, damn, excuse my French. But I'm just like, we gotta go to more school. We just got
Mhm.
middle school, that's the high school, now we got college. I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm like, are we ever gonna get out of school? Like my mom,
Mhm.
I think my mom, she missed it too. I'm like, I haven't seen her. So it was just like
Gotcha.
different feeling.
Okay, so yeah, like up to like maybe senior year, like do you have like an idea like was it still I'm gonna be Sierra senior year of high school, or was it more realistic at that point? Like, all right, I'll go dance at UT or something.
So I want to say, my family started to get in my head on my dad's side, even though my dad wasn't really in my life like that. But my grandma, his mom, she played a big part. And, they would always tell me, you should go to school to be like a teacher or a nurse. And I'm like, me, I'm trying to find something like easy and simple because I'm not knowing, I'm young. So I'm like, I don't really know what's out there. And I'm just going by what I see. So I would hear people say, oh, I'm going to be a teacher. I'm going to be a teacher too. I'm gonna be a nurse. I'm gonna be a nurse too. So I wasn't really sure of like what I wanted to do. So I want to say when I actually got in college, but even in college, I was still kind of confused because I'm like, I don't feel like I'm going for me. I feel like I'm doing this because it feels good. And it's like, well, nobody never been to college that I know, so I'm in college. So it was I was just being optimistic about things. So it's like
Gotcha.
people they never done it. I'm like, I gotta do it.
So
I gotta make
you ain't have like a set idea of like what you wanted to go to college for, just like this the next step, I'm gonna just go, figure it out.
going with the flow because it was good. They was like, well, you stay in school. When you stay in school, you're gonna be smart. The old heads.
Mhm.
And you stick at it. You go to school, you're gonna be smart. I'm like, okay, I gotta
Got a
stay
good
smart.
head on your shoulders.
I'm gonna go to college. So that's what it
Uh,
was.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, you got in school, like take me through like the whole experience of like being in college, like figuring out what you wanted to do, like what was all that like?
Baby, when I say college was like a rude awakening for me, I was just like, got there and I realized I gotta cook my own food. I gotta set my own alarm. I gotta make sure I gotta enroll myself into school. It was
Mhm.
just like, oh my gosh, like, okay, like, cause I'm used to in high school, everything already done for you is set.
Just
When I
show up.
college, I had to learn to cook, which I didn't mind because cooking became like therapy. But when I got in there, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little scared because it's like you get in there, you don't know what to expect. The fact that nobody in your family went, so you like the first person to go. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna go in there and just hope just kind of like winging things or whatever. So when I got there, I was kind of like to myself. I didn't get out much. Just go to school, kind of like study, and just hope I passed. But I'm like, I
And where you
failed.
went to school?
Right? So I started off at ACC.
Okay.
I started at ACC community college because they was like, oh, the courses are like, they're not expensive and all this other
Yeah, save
stuff.
you some money.
Yeah, so I started at ACC and then I transferred to Sam Houston because first I wanted to be a teacher. And then I changed my major and was like, oh, I want to be a nurse. So when I got to Sam Houston, they were like, oh, well, this school is not really known for nursing. It's known for dancing. I'm like, I'm at the
Okay.
it's up. So I changed my major again to dancing. So
Gotcha.
then I found out you have to do like some type of tryout, not one time but two times. And I want to say that I was all in it until I heard about this one girl. This one girl did
Got you
something in
spooked.
tryouts. She did something in tryouts where she just did because they make you do like flips and stuff. So you have to do like gymnastic stuff when you
Mhm.
do college. I'm not on that. I know the little sideways cover on this. Something she
But
did.
you won't be Sierra backup dancer.
Like, cause like, girl, we want the goodies. That's it.
Okay.
We got the check. But she did something to where she broke her neck, and
Hmm.
I said, like, oh,
Maybe not.
like some you got surgery, like some
That's
stuff.
crazy.
Cause I'm like, I don't think that's like okay. Let me check this one out.
Well, that's
Went
crazy.
to the office so fast. I was like, you think it's yeah, I think I'm gonna go back to nursing. I feel like I gotta fix the broken neck. I don't want to be the broken neck, so I changed my.
Gotcha.
And then I transferred over to Lamar University, and I was indecisive. So I was like, well, I don't know if I want to be a nurse I want to be a teacher. At this point, like I said, I was still just kind of lost. Like I said, I just feel like I was not doing it for myself because it's like all these voices in my head from my family are like, oh, you gotta be a nurse. Nurses make good money. And it's like, well, I know I want to help people, but it's like, is that the field I want to go into, helping people? And so
Right.
I'm talking to people that's like in the program. They're like, girl, like, of course, you got some people that'll tell you, oh, girl, you can do, you like push forward, you got it. And then some like, girl, it's hard. Don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. But I would say, like, college, it's either gonna make you or break you. And when I say
Talking.
almost at the point of no return, I thought, because I'm not gonna lie, I started like feeling really bad because I was just so confused and so lost. And then, it was intimidating because it's like, okay, like I'm by myself. I can't lean on nobody. Mama can't help me, daddy can't help me. Like this is like it's not.
Mhm.
So it was to the point I was almost flunking, like out of college, almost flunked. My GPA hit like a 1.6, and they sent me like a little email, hey, can you come in?
Academic probation.
Man, I was like, at this point, like I said, I don't know what none of this is. So all I heard was
Mhm.
probation. Well, I'm
Mhm.
from, I was like, I can't wear no ankle monitor. What you mean? Like, man, I gotta, like, I'm nervous, I'm scared. I'm like, oh
Uh-huh.
my, I didn't probation, it's gonna be on my record. That's what I'm thinking. They're like, is this your first time? I'm like,
You get a
yes.
semester.
But
Relax.
I'm like, I don't want a probation officer. Like, I can't do
Uh,
none of that. I ain't do nothing. Like, I didn't know you can even do that for failing. And they was like, no, pretty much if you don't start passing, you're gonna have to like, be removed from
uh,
college. I'm like, oh, okay. Or I can fix this. They're like, yeah. So I don't know what it is, right? I know I feel like college did get me closer to God. I would say that.
okay.
So I started like praying, talking to him more, and start missing myself more. And I was like, well, like I started making a connection with my teachers, talking to them, letting them know my issues and what's going on. Because it was like personal, your personal life can conflict what you have going on in college. So I was kind of stuck in between a rock and a hard place. But like I
Right.
said, like when they say closed mouths don't get fed, when I said
Mm.
I was hustling, like talking to my teachers, we had like little lunch meetings, seeing what's going on, how could we make it better. And so before I knew it, my GPA went back up. I was on a dean's list. I was like,
Okay.
okay, now more.
Academic probation, the dean's list.
I'm
All
trying to,
right.
it's possible, okay? And then I ended up graduating on the president's list. And I was like,
Hey, congrats on that.
say God is so good.
Oh, that's
So
what's
good,
up. But
so
yeah,
good.
okay. Well, real quick before we get too far, like, kind of touch on that part, like being lost, like being overwhelmed with probably work, school, figuring out life. Like, I'm sure you have personal, it's what I'm saying, social life. What I'm saying, you're in a new place by yourself. Like, talk about like being in that place of like lost, trying to figure it out, and kind of pulling yourself out of it, getting to a place of like being okay again.
Well, I want to say with that, that's where I feel like I was building, like being able to discipline myself. Cause it's like, it's so many things we always kind of like doubt ourselves because we don't have that person. We don't all have that person be like, you can do it, you got it. We always, it's not gonna be, you gonna get a pat on your back. It's like you really gotta just push yourself. So it's like when I was like lost, it was just like, well, like I don't know what to do, but I like my biggest thing was failing. It was like I don't want to fail. I was always the good kid, good grades, got everything going. So it's like, I can't fail. So it's like at some point, I had like little evil thoughts. It happens, it does happen, but you gotta start like surrounding yourself around people that tell you, you can do it. And also you have to believe in yourself. So it starts within yourself. So once you mentally prepare yourself, like I can do it, and pushing yourself, and it just starts to like flow out. So it's like I just started like, getting more involved. So it's like, okay, it's almost like we got the resources around us, try using it. Cause it's like,
Hmm.
being, I'm not gonna say it here, America, it's not handed to you. You really have to go get it. And I want to say it's not for the weak. It's really not. So it's like if you set your mind to something and you like and make it happen, it's very possible. But what I know is it's not gonna sit there and fall in your lap. So I, prayed more. I got more involved. I want to say I ended up in 5 organizations. Started working maybe like 2 jobs, and I was still doing hair on the side.
That's
So
dope.
yeah, I was just like, staying productive, staying active. So, I got people, hey, kid, try this. Like, you need a tutor, you got tutorials, you got the library. So, okay, so, okay, it's possible. So, like I said, it's like I prayed about it and I slept on it. Prayed about it, slept on it. And it's like God just started showing me the light. So, it's like, okay, like I can do this. So, it's like once you start, like, you have to manifest things like that. You can't be like, oh, it's not going to work out for me. It's like, you can't, like they say, you can't knock it till you try it. So it's like, how can you sit up here and just, like let go without even trying? When Aaliyah said, dust yourself off and try again, she's talking about life, baby. I had dirt,
You
splinters.
and these R&B singers.
When I tell you, like, baby, I failed. Kneecap scrapes and all, failed.
I
But
feel
I got
you.
up because they say you only lose when you don't get back up. So I got back up and I was just pushing, 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 pushing. So it was like, it took us some time.
And yeah,
But
to that point of what you saying, like closed mouths don't get fed, like that's some of the truest, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause especially being in college is like they literally have the resources. Like it's a study room here, office hours here, your teacher email, like, and even the groups and organizations you saying and stuff like. For me, when I was in college, I found a church organization, the Crew organization. So, you know what I'm saying? I was at a point kind of like that too, trying to like, I changed majors 4 or 5 times. Maybe on my sixth time, finally start feeling like, man, I just need to like get involved, like start seeing what other people was doing, how they making this work, like, so definitely like getting involved with the Crew organization. They did like weekly, Bible study type of stuff. So, for me, it was what I needed at that point. Like being on my own, not having like, high school is so structured where like when you get into college, it's like I don't even know what to do with my day. Like after, you know what I'm saying? So to that point, like reach out to people, like find people that's like minded, get into groups, find things, meetups, that's interesting to you, so. Definitely, I agree with what you said on that. Kind of paint the picture a little bit. Like you start, your grades go up and everything. You start doing better in school. Like you graduate. Like how'd you end up back into hair? Like was you doing hair the whole time?
so I want to say hair was one of those things that never left me because honestly, hair was like my first ever job. I said I've been hustling since I was like probably 10 years old, trying to work, but they wouldn't hiring me because they're like, well, you got to be at least 16. At the time, I was probably only like 11 or 12. And I was like, I'll sweep the floors, I'll mop, I'll take the trash out. It was like, man, I'm sorry, we can't hire you. You are too young. So
Gotcha.
I started doing my mom's hair. That's how it started. Doing my mom's hair, doing like little quick weaves, and all of a sudden her friends were like, "Who did your hair?" It's like my daughter. They was like, "Her?" It was like because to them it looked really good, and they was like, "Can you do my hair? I'll pay you. I'll pay you." And I'm like, "Oh no, you don't." Hey, come on, mama bumping me. Yes,
You
she don't.
do shit.
And I'm like, okay, before I knew it, I'm doing my mom friend's hair. Now I'm doing the neighborhood hair. Then I'm going to school, I'm doing hair. And I'm like, oh,
Gotcha.
job. I'm bringing in like 200 a week at 12. Don't know. I'm like, okay, I'm get some bubble gum, some Cheetos. Like, oh, it's up. Like, it's up. Got me a job now. Mom, here you go. Because I don't know what to do with it. Give my mom half of the money. So I want to say hair never left. The fact that I started with hair, it was always through me. I was
You was
saying
doing it in college and stuff.
in college as well. In college, it was a little tough because it's like trying to keep my grades up and trying to make time to do ahead. So I did like a little bit, but it wasn't like a lot. But I want to say after I graduated with a whole degree. That'd be the thing. You graduate with a degree, you don't even use it. So it's like I graduated and went right back into hair and opened up a business. I was like, well,
What was the major you graduated with?
health. It was health.
Gotcha. So yeah, kind of take me through like after graduating and stuff. Like, was like hair the immediate path? Like, I'm gonna focus on this, or did you do stuff in between?
So, like I said, I was back on a roller coaster. So, right when I graduated with my health degree, I was like, oh, I can finally do nursing because a few of the nursing students were telling me that, oh, you have a better chance of being into the student program with a health degree. So, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna do that. So, I want to say I did try again to get into health, and I mean, not health, nursing. I did try again to get into nursing, and when I say it just got harder and harder, and not that I like gave up, but I feel like the way how they made it, like it wasn't really making sense where they give us like study guides, and it's like, but why am I getting a study guide? And then the test is nothing compared to like what I'm like, what am I studying for? It's like I was just like kind of like wasting my time. So like, but I didn't give up. I still kept trying. And I want to say the straw that broke the camel's back is where I had found like the perfect science teacher, because I think the only class I had left was microbiology 2, I think. So I started with that, and I want to say it was pretty decent because I had barely studied and made like a C. So I was
Okay.
like, okay, this is my breakthrough. Next time I study, it's up. Before I knew it, the teacher I guess I had, she got sick. She got sick, and before I knew it, we got 2 new heads, and they like, pushing out stuff, and I'm just like, what? Whoa, whoa.
It was
Like,
already
is
barely
this
hanging on.
like when I say like the script flipped? So when Drake said, I just took the switch. I was like I prayed. I feel like
Okay.
God said, and I'm like, and so I was like, well, okay, okay,
Yeah.
I can take a break. I'll take a break. So I'll take a break from nursing, because when I say it's like the closer I got, it was just like it was a lot. Took a break, and that's when hair came in the picture, and I started seeing so much. Like the fact I graduated, I have nothing else to worry about, so my full focus was like, okay, I can just do hair. And when I seen the money start coming in, I'm like, wow, this is a lot of money. Like, who knew you can make 3,000 in a week?
So yeah, touch on that for me, like, for
You
somebody listening, like, what was like the first things you did? Because I'm sure you had like clientele from school and stuff, but like, talk about like, being out of school, starting fresh, maybe like, what was like the first things you did to kind of put yourself out there, market yourself?
So I want to say it honestly was not me. I'm not gonna lie. It was not something that I had in my plans. It wasn't. It was more so God plans. Because it's like
Okay,
got out of school, graduated, and at this time it's close to the summertime. People like, hey kid, I know you do hair. Like, can you do my hair? I'm gonna pay you. I'm good for it. And okay, I'm doing my friend's hair. And they start referring me. Now I'm over here, and they refer me. I'm over here. And I'm like, okay, like it's like a constant thing. So they're like, you do hair full time? I was like, I guess I do now. And so
so
that's how
it literally was all word of mouth,
it
like,
word of mouth. Like within 3 months, it was like 60 clients. And I'm just like, okay. Okay, like I'm just like, oh, my cousin referred me. Oh, the girl at the gas station. Oh, the girl. It's like, okay, it was nothing that I planned. Nothing. It was
gotcha,
no Instagram. Well, I had an Instagram, but I wasn't using it. And I forgot all about it. So it was all of this through word of mouth. That's why I said God work in mysterious ways. It was honestly God's plan, because it's like everything I ended up like doing, it ended up being hair, 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 hair. Work at the hospital, back doing hair. Working at the airport, back doing hair. It was always just hair, hair, hair. So I was like, okay, well, God, this is my calling. Let me not argue with you. I don't talk back now. I don't want to
gotcha.
talk.
Okay, so yeah, on that, like, did you learn anything from that? Like anything as far as like referrals and stuff, like to maybe help people get referrals or anything like that?
I would say personality and being a people's, well, I don't want to say a people's, well, yeah, you have to be a people's person. So the fact that people got around me, and how I engage with people, and as they say, good customer service, like talking to people, being understanding, being sympathetic, and it's like, wow, she do good work. She very professional. She don't even got to shop. She's very professional, well spoken. She's very helpful. She's willing to travel to you. So that's how it happened for me. It was like people
Gotcha.
how I am. And it's like, how you just build like a real quick bond, real quick. So it's like every 5 minutes. It was like, all right, boom. Okay, I like her. It was girls that I didn't even know. Like, girl, yeah, I love your work, girl. Yeah, I trust you doing XYZ. And it just kept on going in like left and right. And it was like, I like how you are as a person. You're very nice. Like, it's not many people that's like that, and how you are. Like, keep that going. That's gonna make your career. Like, you should just do hair full time. At the time, I'm like,
Gotcha.
well, I don't know if that's what I want to do, because I'm not gonna lie. I would say my dad kind of, like, not saying he was, every now and then he'll come around. So it's like, and not to put him on blast or anything like that, but just being quite honest, I will never forget what he said. Where we was talking, and I was telling him I was in school. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm proud of you. You're in school. Like, what's your major?" And I was like, "Dance." He's like, "Girl, what? You can't make no money dancing." And, just like bashing my dreams. And I'm like, "Oh my goodness." So it's like at that point, like, it's like, well, I don't know what to do. Like I'm like lost. So it's like, it's the people you keep around you.
Gotcha.
People you keep around you that will determine how and what your future will look like. I feel like.
Heard that. And yeah, on that too, like in the beginning, like what were you charging? Like you don't have you're not doing this full time. You kind of just doing it. So what would you start at? Like,
So when I said I was charging dirt cheap, like before, I think I was probably charging like maybe like $60, $60 or $50, real smooth, real easy. And then when I realized the time, I'm like, "Ooh, baby, I'm working 12 hours for
right.
$50."
Mm-hmm.
But I seen how gas prices started looking. I said, "Nah, we gotta add some taxes. I got an oil. I need an oil change too."
Right.
Nah,
So
so
okay, so yeah, what was like the step up, the next step up from that? Like you started at about 60.
you have to ease into it. It wasn't like, "Oh, here we go." You
Right,
gotta
talk
ease.
about it.
I started like doing my clients' hair, and actually, it was my clients. It's like I built so like such a good bond with these people. They were all cool with it, and they were the ones pushing me. Like, "Kia, your record's too good. Go up on your prices." I'm like, they said, I know you do good work. Now, if you start charging $1,000, that's different. They said, "But no, go up on your rate. Charge a good 100, 200, whatever you need to like charge. Go up on your price. You're too cheap." So
Right.
my customers, like the bond we had, we was like a village, baby. We was like a village. My customers and God got me where I am. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna raise the prices. Like, and they cool with it. So it was teamwork. It was team.
Was it any like flack on that when you started raising them? Like people who used to come consistent and maybe talking about you or something? Like,
No, but everybody was like, "Here, like your work speaks for itself." They didn't mind it. I wasn't charging like, expensive prices or, $600. It probably was no more than probably 220 at the
gotcha.
max. So it's like we're not in New York. Okay, we're not in Miami. I'm not about to charge you $200 for some feed-ins. That's just ridiculous. Like the most of my feed-ins might cost, depending on, because the works speak for itself, and also determines the time. So if I know I'm gonna spend about 6 hours in your head, I'm probably gonna charge you about 190, 200. But if I spend
Gotcha.
about hours in your head, okay, probably 100, maybe $90. Something real short. So the duration of the time, it
Gotcha.
depends too.
Gotcha. Okay, so I was about to ask something. I was trying to let you finish. I forgot, but anyway, oh, industry standard on pricing. Like, is there like a general amount on certain things, or like, in Houston, most people charge around this for these things, like,
So I want to say that it really varies, like on the generation, because I know like us older ones, that's been around for like a long time, and I say I'm old, God rebuke you.
because 28, I'm like, my mama didn't wouldn't consider you old. No.
One gray hair this morning. I said, "Okay, rebuke it, God rebuke it, young, young, young."
All
But
right.
I want to say it depends on the generation. So it's like the people, from what I've seen, people around my age, we're reasonable. So like, about 220 for some knowledge, because knowledge take a little minute, but they last long too. But it's the new school ones where I'm seeing knowledge cost like $500, $600, and I'm like, baby, like, do it come with a passport? Like, why is we charging this
Right.
much? Like, it depends on the like where you're located. Like maybe if you like say you're in New York, Miami, Vegas, places like those, you're gonna be spending money. Those are like tourist areas. So it's like they're constantly spending money. Places like this, it's also like a touristy area, but at the same time, it's like there are people here looking for clientele all the time. So if you don't do it for this amount, they're gonna go to the hood and do it.
Mm-hmm.
But what I would say is that when it comes to braiders, you are never gonna get, besides myself, you're never gonna get good customer service and good work. You're not. It's either one or the other. But with me, I feel like it's both. Like I said, my
Gotcha.
clients, they'll tell you for themselves, like, hey, she got good customer service, she's sympathetic, she helped me like because like that's how you build loyalty. And that's how loyalty happens. It's like, okay, well, he is good to me. So she good to me, I know she'll be good to my mom's friend, my dad's friend. Like, and that's where clientele comes in. It's all about how you treat people, how you talk to people, and how you are with people and how you are as a person.
Gotcha. And on that, the pricing, like for somebody starting out, would you tell them to start at what you charging now, or would you say start with the 60 and work your way up?
I would say you definitely have to work your way up, and that's a problem like most upcoming people have. It's like nobody know who you are, and you want to jump out the blue. Here, $1,000 braids. I've never sat in your chair. You don't have no work. I never heard of you. What's your name? So it's like my thing is, I would kind of like I would start low. I mean, I hate to like. It's not that you're lowballing yourself. You really gotta walk before you can crawl and walk before you can fly. So it's like you really have to take baby steps. So my thing is like it takes some time. Build your clientele up, make a bond with them, and then okay, and let them know, hey, what you think about my prices? And some people like, yeah, some will critique you. They're very honest. I'll say that,
Hmm.
but I would definitely like start low, like up and coming. Nobody know who you are. Start low. Get your name out there. Go to connections. Like, okay, you got. Okay, you cheap. That you're gonna get more people, and then they start seeing your work. They're like, well, okay, well, she gonna go up on her price. It's about $20. Okay, it's not too bad. I like her work. It lasts long. She do good. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna pay their price.
Gotcha.
That's
Okay, and then the like you do braids now, but like do you do other types of styles, or you focus on braids mainly?
I do quick weaves and I do sew-ins. So I actually, what's so funny is I started off doing quick weaves and sew-ins. That's what I started doing. I want to say this one guy, one of my mom's friends, walked in on me one time, braiding my mom's friend's hair. He's like, "You braid hair?" And I'm like, "No, I want to do a quick weave." He's like, "Well, what's that you doing right now?" I said, "Oh,
Let me get them cornrows.
he said, well, give me that without the weave." And I said, okay. So he
Gotcha.
first like actual client I had with because like what's up, like I've been braiding for a long time. I used to like braid like my sister's name in their head. But I didn't know that I was like doing anything. I was just bored and glad
Gotcha.
to do it. So that's how it started. Like started off doing quick weaves. And then from quick weaves, went to sew-ins to braids. And it's like, okay, it's definitely levels to it. It is levels.
Was
20 years.
it Gotcha. Was it I was gonna say, was it like a like how'd you decide to focus on braids over what you was doing before? Like, was it more income based or more like just I like doing braids more?
I want to say, you know how you like been doing something for so long? It's like, okay, I want to do something else, but I want to stay in here, but I want to do something else. So the fact that I was doing sew-ins for years, and it was just okay at the time. Sew-ins weren't as popular. You had girls walking around looking like Chicken Little, losing their hair, burn out. I keep flat on. They was losing hair. So they was just going to braids. So I was like, okay, well, I need to get on this trend of braids because people not looking for sew-ins no more, and I can't do a full install. So that's
Mhm.
how
Gotcha. And then on that too, like, do you feel like for somebody just starting out like in hair, should they niche down and kind of focus on one thing or offer kind of all services? Like,
I would definitely say take one step at a time. Like they say, how do you eat a whole elephant? One bite at a time. So like try one thing at a time. Get good at it, perfect it, and then on to the next thing. And so because that's how it start off. Like you don't want to like start doing something and you get like because like it changes every day. Braid it's never the same. Like back then we didn't have knotless braids. We had box braids. So when you start
gotcha.
off hairstyle, stick to that one hairstyle and pick up on that first and then to the next step.
Gotcha. And then on that too, do you feel like right now there's like one that people should focus on more than others? Like right now with the climate or whatever, like one that's a good niche to start in right now?
I would say definitely knowledge braids. Definitely like they last long. They do take a little minute though, but I want to say the money is good and it lasts long. It benefits you in the client. So I definitely say knowledge is definitely something you definitely want to have in your books, unless you're, of course, you're doing like installs or locks, something like that's different. But as upcoming braiders, I would definitely get started with knowledge braids because knowledge braids go a long way.
All right, all right. And then okay, so you in the beginning you didn't really do a lot of marketing stuff, but like now do you post? Are you doing stuff to get yourself out there, or is it still mainly just like people been to you so they come and then they bring their people, you know?
I want to say, if I'm being honest, I just started maybe, excuse me, this year with the marketing. Not gonna lie, because it's been word of mouth for the past 3 years. Like I throw out little promos every blue moon. Like I said, I'll be working so much and be on the move. I will forget about my Instagram. So I want to say I got serious with my Instagram last year, but it was been
Gotcha.
like the word of mouth. It's been a word of mouth. So that's how it's been. But now I'm starting to market more and kind of put myself out there so they know who you are. Because social media, with the algorithms and stuff like that, it can get a little kind of crazy. So it's like, okay, well, you got the new school, you got the old school. The old school, because we've been to you before, we know. The new school, well, I'm way over here in California. I don't know who you are, what you look like, what kind of work you do. So it's like that's just place. So it's like people around the state can kind of see like what you're doing, what you have to offer. So I started saying, you know what? People need to know who Key is. So I'm making funny videos. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna learn, you're gonna get style, you're gonna get slayed, you're gonna
Definitely, you should definitely lean into the comedy stuff because just all meeting you before we even got on camera, like I could just tell you just a people person. Like people probably come around you and just feel better when they get their hair done. So I'm sure, like to me, I feel like that'd be a lane that'll probably help grow your stuff for sure.
I would say most people that left my shop, you're not gonna leave without a good laugh. Like I even had one client come in, and when I say I was like, oh my goodness, like they were like devastated. And I'm just like, what I mean? It's like not that I play too much, but it's like I like to be happy, and I want to spread that to
Nah, you
people.
play too much too.
All right, okay, like it's not like you play too much like a mosquito at a
Gotcha.
barbecue, like like a little lick.
Well, I got you. Okay, and then I saw that you opened or you got like a private studio. Like, talk about that. Like, talk about going from like doing people at their house, at your house, to getting your own space and it being more. You got time slots now. I'm sure.
Tell you funny story. Funny story because like honestly, I was not planning on getting a suite. I wasn't. I
Okay,
was money. I'm like, man, I'm making 2,200 a week. Like, I do all that extra stuff,
take
like
that.
mobile. Like to me, I was traveling the city, not the world. I love
Actually, matter of fact, stop on that for a second because that's something I just want to touch on that because you just said you was making 2,200 a week and you didn't have an in person location, didn't have an Instagram following, so you was making good money without doing all the stuff like. So
word
you
of
know what
mouth.
I'm saying?
Personality. It gotta be in you. I'm gonna say that it gotta be in you. But
Okay,
it's not hard to
gotcha.
pick. It's not. I mean, but it's just who I am as a person. I can't help it. Like they see me, they meet me. They're like, oh my gosh, I love Kia. She do good work. And I love her personality.
Gotcha. And real quick on that too, if as much as you feel comfortable, like, to motivate somebody, like share like a good month you had income wise, like doing hair before you even got into your own studio, just like a good month you had where like, man, I should probably get a studio because I'm doing this.
I want to say it really, really kicked off the year before last. Because I want to say within 3 months, I had made about like 30,000. And I said,
Okay.
oh,
Well, shout out to you, man. Congrats on that.
but what really kicked it off is, let me tell you why. So I started having clients fly in. And I'm
Mm.
and because I'm so used to them saying, oh, well, my cousin, daddy, auntie, sister, cousin, Keisha, Bobby, auntie, little brother, little big sister told me you do hair. So I'm like, okay. And then it went from, oh no, I just found you on Instagram. So I said, wait, you just found me on Instagram and send me your address and your money? I could have been a robber. So it kind of made me nervous. And to make it worse, on top of that, that's when Jeffrey said, baby,
Oh, you
hey,
crazy. I go.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna come by and check him out. That's how that happened. I said, "Nah, you see all of this? I'm too pretty. Like, I don't want to miss my basement."
Oh gosh.
So yeah,
Okay, so yeah, kind of talk about that too, like the like getting going, how you found your space, like how you decided you wanted the space.
so it was like, so with that, it's crazy because I was, doing my research, and I had stumbled across this one address. I said, okay, I'm gonna just write it down. But I never, honestly, I didn't get back to it. I just wrote it down. Now, go back in the website. I mean, go on Google, look at some more buildings, and I'm writing everything down. And then I want to say I did some type of engine search, well, like salons in the area, and I did not realize that I had wrote this address down again until I had went back and seen it like side by side. I was like, okay. And then what confirmed it is I was at my cousin's house. He was like, man, you need to get you a shop. You got people coming in all over. Like, you need to get you a shop for real. This is better for your safety. The world crazy. I said, okay, well, what's a good area to you? He's like, well, I know somebody that was in the Maryland area. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to the Maryland area. So I went, and I think at the time I had to set up a meeting. I had to set one up, so I couldn't just like walk in. And so I set up a meeting, and they gave me the paper information. And she's like, you know what? I'm gonna let you tour anyway. I said, okay, cool. So we toured around, and I'm like looking, I'm like, wow. It's like now I know how the kids feel in the candy store. I'm like, oh my
I
gosh.
could have one of these.
Look, I smell like roaches or nothing. Like, oh
Yeah.
I'm like shocked. I'm like, okay, let's feel fancy. I said, so how much you taking? She threw out the price and said, is that for 2 rooms? I said, oh, I'm your car insurance. Like what that? Okay, you gotta play it cool. You can't play broke. You're like, oh,
I could do that.
that's it. It was in a good area, and it was only like 10 minutes from my house. And then I just went and signed the papers. That's all I wanted. Signed the papers. Why I come home and sit all three papers by each other, and it's all through the same address.
Mm.
So I was like, happy God.
That's dope. So well, first, do you mind sharing like how much you pay for a space like that?
I paid.
Okay. And so on that, did you see other other spaces that was like, maybe similar in like look but less in price? Or was it like for what you was getting, it was the lowest you was gonna find was what you got kind of thing?
I want to say what I have is, so for what they provide for me, will provide in general, the area and the traffic, you're not gonna find a price like that, because most of the higher end salons, they're paying way more than what I'm paying. Like, I'm paying maybe 314 a week. I know people that are paying 500, 497, 600. So I'm just like, and well, my suite comes with like 2 chairs, a wash bowl, a blow dryer, a mirror, a little stool thing to push around with your tools. Like, it comes with that. Most spaces that charge that amount of money, you start from scratch, baby.
Yeah, I was
Like,
gonna ask like what you paid to like for all your setup stuff, furniture and everything, but all of that came with it, you saying?
all came with it. So I was just like, well, that's pretty dope. And then they got a washer and dryer. I
That's
was
dope.
It's 24 access, and then I don't have to be there to open the building. So it's like a
Hmm.
quick, and then it's like they got security. So it'll be like, well, I'll come outside. Cause sometimes, we do braids. Like, our clients, they hate,
Right.
all right, you
I
know what I'm
get it.
talking
I get it.
about. I might not leave until almost midnight, and I go to my car, and they be like, there's a little security right there by my car. Wait until I get to the car, and then
That's dope.
so yeah, and
That's
then
dope.
like it's friendly, and it's so clean, and I just feel like when I walk in there, like I'm like, okay, like it's me, it's all about me.
And on that too, did you pay for anything yourself as far as like furniture setup stuff?
I would say the decorations. I'm not sure if you've seen my hair page, but just decorating. And I want to say I came out of pocket $1,000. I just to
Okay.
decorate. And what's so crazy is like how it's set up. People think I paid somebody to come do it, and I'm like, what you trying to say? I'm not
No,
creative. Like,
it's a nice setup, definitely.
I'm like, they like, well, this look like you. Somebody came in. I'm like, I came in. It was me. I did it. They was like, hey, don't play.
Gotcha. So yeah, how's that been like since you had your space and everything? Like, has anything changed or anything like that?
No, I mean, as far as like the safety, like that's been big. Cause some people they're not comfortable. Like not like when COVID hit, it was kind of hard because people was like, well, I don't want to share my house. My grandma's sick, my sister's sick, my brother
Hmm.
keep on. Like it was just too much going on. So when I got a shot, it was like, oh, okay, well, I won't,
Gotcha.
get the COVID, and I just go to her when I get home. Just what so it gave people like to be more comfortable. I'll say that, and then the people that got kids, they like, oh baby, I couldn't wait to get up in here. Them kids were
Hmm.
driving crazy, so we laughing and talking like, okay, it's like a vacation away from home. It's funny. That's the
Gotcha. No,
thing.
yeah, that's dope. Your space nice.
Thank you.
Definitely. And then like anything, because I know you said you just started the Instagram stuff not too long ago, but like any tips on that as far as like what's been working for you since you've been doing it?
I would honestly say that Instagram has been a hit and miss. It's crazy because when I post myself, I'm getting so many views left and right. When I post my work, the views don't be as big as if I'm in there. So it's like, okay, well, I'm not a comedian. Like I'm not like
And you might have a little side hustle, you know what I'm saying?
my good. Like it's like they gravitate more towards the funny side. It's like they see my page. Okay, let me book with her. But it's like I get the most views when I'm just being myself. So it's like I try to do like a little mixture. But it be times where look, I don't feel like doing a video. But I would say with a business is some things you just have to compromise for. It's like you're like when you have a business, you're in a relationship. So you gotta be able to compromise, communicate,
Just
and you gotta be consistent.
right.
Consistent communication and compromise. Oh, are those all C's? Compromise.
Hmm.
Like all C's to me. Compromise. Oh, communication, compromise, consistency. All three C's. Okay, remember those three C's. Write them
Great
down.
thought.
Put them in your back pocket.
Gotcha. So all right, so you do the Instagram stuff like the funny content more yourself kind of get more views and stuff like do you feel like maybe you should lean into that a little more or do you feel like you rather stay like just have it focused on the hair, you know?
I would say it's like you have to give the people what they want, but at the same time, you gotta give them what they would like to see. Cause it's like I can't continue to make all this funny content. It's like, okay, well, she braids hair. Where is her work at? And yeah, you gotta scroll about 30 videos down. So it's like, as much as I hate that it sometimes kills the engagement, but it's like that's why you're here on my page. You can laugh, hee hee, ha ha, but at the same time, okay, she's funny, but okay, where to work at? Because you got some people that jump on Instagram just to laugh. You got the ones that get
Right.
on their hair done. So it's like you kind of it's always gonna be hit and miss, but you gotta do what works for you at the end of the day.
And to what you're saying like the engagement drive traffic or like vice versa, you know what I'm saying, like even if they found you for a funny video like or even if they just thought you was pretty like they saw you in a video they thought you was pretty but they live in the Houston area like maybe they followed you because they thought you was pretty but then when they need a hair braid, you know what I'm saying, they, you know what I'm saying, it never, to me it wouldn't hurt to do a little bit of both, like you get the traffic from the lookers and then maybe some of them stick around that their little sister need braids or they want to get a design, so
Yeah, that's what
definitely.
I started doing.
Gotcha. Okay, and then any because I feel like you had like a kind of story where most people it might not happen for them like that as far as like you get a few people and then it just snowball for them. But anything that you've seen work for people that hair stylists and stuff as far as getting clients.
I would say what I've been seeing more, or some are trying to, well, no, yeah, some are trying to drop their prices. I've seen that, and like I said, that can be a little intimidating, a little bit. But like I said, you have to, as they say, stand on business. So it's like you have to do what works for you, especially if you're doing it like full time. So it's like, of course, I would want to charge this, but you have to think about the labor into it. It's just like any car shop. You go up in there and it's like, okay, well, you want the car fixed, right? You want it in good shape. You don't want to come back over here. So it's like, okay, this is what you got to pay for. You get what you pay for, and that's how I feel. So people are or even like buying followers. That's becoming like a major thing. So Instagram it can be a little misleading. Don't get me wrong. I have witnessed one girl actually like blow up over a post, but I've been noticing like majority people are like buying followers, buying stuff to like engage and all of this. So it's like, new people are seeing that. And, their work is pretty good, but they're looking at this person like, dang, she got this many followers. She's getting many likes. Okay, but what are her books looking like? Because I mean, and I've been in those shoes where I'm like looking like, hey, she getting all these likes and I'm like, what are her books looking like? Because it's like, true, my Instagram, I'm still working on it. I just started on it last year, so of course I can't expect it just to be on the ball. But
Right.
with the books being full, continuously, consecutively, so it's like, okay, well, I'm doing something right. And it's just like, okay, I got to figure out how to get more pull on Instagram, how to, keep the algorithm going. Because it changes almost every day. Almost. Your video has to be this long. It can't have sound. It has to be at this time.
Yeah,
So
I was
it's
gonna say too, like, cause you mentioned the buying the followers thing, like, it looked good, but the platforms punish you for that. Like, it may get people to click on your page and be like, oh, she doing something, but like those platforms don't push your content out as much if you know what I'm saying? They kind of have figured out how to weed out the people who, oh, they bought something, let's shadow ban this post that they did.
I didn't know
So
that.
definitely for people listening, I wouldn't touch the buy and follower stuff. So
I did not know that. I've been seeing it because ain't no way you got 26,000 and
right,
800. It's
right,
like, oh, you gotta kind of make it make sense. Make it make.
right. Okay, and then because we kind of touched on a bunch of stuff, but anything that I didn't touch on that maybe like you think would be helpful for people?
I would want to say, when you start off being an entrepreneur, you have to understand that it's gonna take risk. It's gonna take sacrifices. It's gonna get the best of you. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's gonna make you or break you. And just know that when you least think it's gonna happen, it only gets better. It only gets better. It's always that yielding season, and everybody expects that. You get into a business, you're like, oh, I'm about to be a millionaire. And you expect the ball to get the rolling right then and there. And it's just not gonna do it. You have to really put the work into it. It's like we said, like for years, we've been sitting here investing into other people, making them money. At one time, I was at the airport making these people $2,000, and it was like each person. What I was getting like what $15 per commission. So it was like, okay, I'm over here like I'm a good salesperson, and it's like I'm making these people all this money, and it's like I can do the same thing with my own business. And when this one man came, because he was telling me he met me, and he was like, I would see this all the time. I would run past him and be like, nah, you're not getting me. He said something about you, like your presence, you're well spoken, your personality. He said you in the wrong area. You at the wrong job. I
Look,
said
I was gonna say, cause look, remind me to touch on work-life balance, but real quick while you on that, do you feel like the sales stuff helped you in business? Cause in general, I feel like sales are just like if you don't know what you want to do, it's a good field to just like it'll give you skills while you figure it out. So touch on that a little bit, like how much you feel like that helped you in business.
it helped a lot because it's like I'm getting paid. So it's like I have to sit up here and stop a stranger. I don't know who you are, but just give me 2 minutes of your time. And within 2 minutes, talking to people, hey, my name is Kia. I know you travel often. You look good today, by the way. Thank you for, looking good. All the other stuff, just, rubbing them up like butter them up, and then boom, before I knew it, credit card, ID in hand. Okay, here we go. Here's a service. So it's like with that, it's like, okay, well, I'm not shy. I can talk to any and everybody. I've been doing this for years. So it's like now that you got your own business, you want it to grow, right? So the same energy you can put over here and over there, now put it into yourself and watch. They said your best investment is yourself. So it's like that same energy you was giving to this, and give to yourself. So it's like if you can do this over here, just imagine what you can do for yourself. And it's like nobody's telling you what to do, when to come in, who to talk to, or how to explain anything. So I would say it helped a lot with the sales drive, just meeting strangers. Cause like some people, they might be antisocial. So it's like you antisocial and you're trying to run a business. And it's like, unless you're behind a computer screen, it's not gonna really work for you because
Kind
either
of go
way,
against each other.
you have to go and connect. You got to go and connect, get out there and get going. So it's like, it kind of just helped me like not be, shy, be well spoken, be able to like gravitate towards this person that, know what crowd
Yeah.
to. So yeah.
Well,
And
definitely appreciate you sharing that. And if you could remember or whatever, like what was that job, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like what for people, because I'm sure there's people that maybe do hair on the side, and they looking for like a job to kind of supplement their side hustle, you know what I'm saying? So, shout that out, like, if people are interested in that.
it was clear at the airport, the people that be stopping you, hey man, it was almost like a Jehovah Witness of the airport. Hey
Clear is
man,
like the passes where you could fly for, it's like a
bypass.
monthly membership.
So it helps you bypass the line. So say for example, you forget your ID or you can't find it, you misplace it. So instead of using your ID, you use the top of your fingers, your eyes, or your thumbs.
Gotcha.
And you get to bypass the line.
Okay, so airport sales for clear services, it was a decent hustle for you. You made decent money, and it helped you business wise get some skills.
Yes, I was top 3 out of 100 people.
Word, that's dope. And then, because I'm definitely gonna forget if I don't mention this. So you was doing, you said you had a month or a few months where you made like 30,000 in like 3 months. Touch on the work life balance of like, you made this great money, but because compared to a job, you may only work 40 hours a week. So for somebody listening, like, you can make great money, but how many hours a week would you say you was working during that time? Like,
Well, I would say before I graduated, I was working 2 jobs and I was barely doing hair. But once I graduated, I actually quit my jobs. Like I worked so much, I like saved up for a good month and a half. I mean, a good year and a half. So after I graduated, I quit. I quit the airport job. I quit the hospital job and went straight into hair. So I would definitely say, don't jump off with nothing. Like have something in your savings. Have something to kind of sit back on for a little bit. That's why I kind of played it smart. It was like, okay, I got this amount of money, but find ways to flip it because we be so focused on trying to build and not have a foundation. So it's like, okay, let me go just build a house. I don't need the blueprint. I don't care about the land. And just like how like that one verse was like, build a house on sand and it will stay. So it's like, think about stuff like that. So you really have to be strategic and like don't just try to jump out into the water full of sharks. You really have to plan it right. Please have some type of earnings saved up. Some don't do it with $0 in your bank account. Do it with something, whether it's 10,000, 9,000, but be able to like have a plan and know how to flip it. Cause that's what I did. I had probably about that one time where I think COVID hit really bad and they had gave us probably like $5,000. So that's how I took it and made the 30. So it's like you really gotta be strategic about what you do and
and
how
yeah,
you.
touch on the work life balance a little bit. Like, how much were you working during that time? Like, you made some good money, so touch on that. Like,
I wasn't working at all. It was
okay.
like hair. So
No,
remember,
I mean hair wise. Like, how many hours were you working hair wise to make that amount of money?
I probably was like doing probably about like it was 60 hours a week. I would say that it was about a good 6,000 a week. Cause at this time, I was not giving myself no off days. I was
Mm.
I was having so much fun. You see the money come in, and it's like, oh, well, I need an off day. But it's like as a braider, you honestly cannot do that. It's like we get it. You want to make all this money. Your books are full, but at the same time, like I say, health is wealth. So it's like if you don't take care of your body, you can't take care of anybody else. So that stuff it's like a wear and tear. You constantly standing on your feet. You be having bad shoes. It could be your posture, the way you standing, the way the climate. All of that can play to effect. And I want to say I be feeling
Gotcha.
it. When Kaya said my neck, my back, baby, I feel it. I feel
Gotcha.
it.
And
Okay.
any other like downsides or like things that people might not expect, because being an entrepreneur is like, it's the thing that everybody want to do, but like, share some, you may only get 1 or 2 weekends off in a 2 month span or something, you know?
I want to say what I learned the hard way this year is we all have a yielding season. And if you don't prepare for it, oh my gosh, it's going to be stressful. It's going to be scary. It's going to take you and just ball you up and just spit you out. So it's like when you do make all this money, try to find a way to make an extra type of income. Try to do, because I know like us braiders right now, you know, you got some girls doing like ebooks, or they might be doing like braid classes or even selling products. So you really got to do something where you can make money without having to even move or just be on your phone, touch of a button. So I would say that. So that way, when that slow season do come, you're already good because you're already prepped for it. You're already prepared for it. So I would say that be careful with the yielding seasons. We all have one. We all do, especially if you're not a millionaire and you just starting off. Be prepared. You're going to have a slow 1 or 2 months, maybe even 3 months. It's going to happen. It's bound to happen to everybody, especially if you don't know what you're doing and you're just jumping out and it's like, okay, well, I don't know what it is, but here I am, because that was me. Like, I don't know what they expect. And it's like, kid, this is not school.
Right.
It's it's different. The entrepreneur life is different. So I would say expect a yielding season. It's gonna happen. Two, excuse me, do know those clients you put the bond with, it's gonna be times where sometimes they just can't afford you anymore. And it's just like, I want to help you. I want to be able to, service you, but I just can't go down on my prices. Because some people it's like some will try to take advantage of you. You've been so nice, and it's like I hate having to be a stickler about it, but it's just like this is not like a side hustle anymore. This is like what I do for a living. So it's like if I go down on you, now I'm behind on rent, behind on my
Right.
phone. I just can't do that. So be
Gotcha.
very nice and be able to stand on business. Another thing, you're gonna have rude people. That's gonna happen. And you're gonna have rude people. My thing is you need to give Chick-fil-A service all the way around. No matter how rude they are to them, no matter if they curse you out, don't reciprocate it. Because like they say, customers are always right. So you trying to sit up there and prove a point to them and argue with them, they don't understand. That's like telling a child, stop, stop, don't do that. It's hot.
Mhm.
They don't do hair, so of course they don't know the hours we spend standing up or the challenges we face every day. So they don't know any of that. So before I sit up there and argue back and forth with a client, I'm going to say what I gotta say in a very respectful manner. Well, ma'am, I understand your frustration, or you might not understand, and that's okay, that's fine. But this is just not what I do, or that is not something I would want to suggest, or something like that. So have braid etiquette. I would say that have like a lot of people don't have that at all. So have braid
Gotcha.
etiquette, have good customer service, because even though y'all might have fell out, they like, well, you know what? Well, she did end it on a good note. I might not go back to her, but I'm still gonna refer it to my sister. I've had that happen plenty of times where it's like, I'm not coming back to you no more. And I'm like, how did you hear about me? Oh, told me to come to you. And I'm like, thank you. I reach out, thank you so much. Even though that's what, thank you so much. Because that's how it be. You gotta be who you
Mhm.
are, change who you are because of somebody else. Like, you gotta have patience too. Have patience. Because people gonna try you. People gonna be asking questions off the moon. I had somebody ask me, are you a braider?
It's in my name.
I'm like, Kia. Yes,
Mhm.
ma'am. How can I service you? How can I help you today? What service are you looking for? Like, you have to keep that going. You have to.
Gotcha. Okay, and then anything that maybe I didn't touch on, anything exciting, have you worked with any cool people or anything like that?
I want to say build a connect group. Okay. I've been trying to well, I am, and I did build a connect group with hairstylists in the area. So, locticians, people that cut hair, people that dye hair, people that do kids' hair, that do adult hair. So I would say kind of get like a nick pick. I got people that's in Florida, people in Atlanta, people in Kentucky, people down here, because you just never know. That way I kind of help each other stay with the trend, stay on top. Like they say, you honestly cannot raise a village. I mean, raise a business without a village. You cannot like they say, if you want to go, if you don't want to get things going, go by yourself. But if you want to get far, go together. And that's a huge thing. And I just realized that I want to say last year, because I noticed the more and more people I got close to and just talking to and getting connected with, I'm like, wow, okay, like I never know. Here I am trying to do everything on my own, not on purpose. It's because I was unaware of it. But the more and more I got around people that was like-minded, like myself, and they had a business going on, it's like, okay, cool. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm doing. It might take some time, and that's okay. I'm not rushing it. I'm not rushing it because what
Heard
comes
that.
lasts long and what comes slow lasts forever.
Gotcha. Heard that. And then any goals you got coming up this year, or like anything you building towards over the next year or two?
I do got a project in mind. Can't
Talk
say
about it.
too much about it,
Okay,
but
don't talk about it.
no, it's going to change the game a little bit in the area. So just
Okay.
I have a lot more because I want this business to benefit me and my clients. So I definitely have something in store that will be dropping pretty soon. So I'm really happy about that. I've been stretched out
Oh,
about it, but I'm getting closer and closer, and yeah, it should be dropping soon. So I can't wait for you guys to see it.
dope. And if you want to come back on and do something when you ready to drop and stuff, definitely I'll be, lucky to have you. I'd appreciate having you. So let me know. And
Yes, sir.
then to wrap up the show, any other Houston entrepreneurs you know personally that you want to shout out?
I want to shout out Marcus Bowers. He has low-key been like my mini mentor, helping me guide me in the way. Also Martell and Frank. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Black Wall Street, but I've been engaging with them and they've been kind of helping me with my business as well. Also
Okay.
Snatch by T, a friend of mine. She's also been pushing me. Also Creole Bella's Tea, and also Darling's Candles. They all been coming together, really like pushing me to my goal. So I
Shout
just
out to
want
them.
so much. I really do appreciate y'all, and I hope to see y'all on here eventually.
Shout out to y'all. And if y'all, I would appreciate having any one of y'all if y'all want to come and if you want to connect us, definitely. And yeah, go ahead and actually, advice for high school senior or junior, finding a career.
Plan ahead. Plan ahead and do what's best for you. If it's not roaming the streets, don't stay out the streets. Stay out the streets. They get connected, y'all. Go to college early. Start saving. Watch who you surround yourself with because that matters. If you want to be better, you got to do better. Know how to communicate. Closed mouths don't get fed. Something don't feel right. 9 times out of 10 is not. Always trust your gut. And just know you can do anything you put your mind to. You might not hear it every day, but I'm telling you, it's possible. You're worth it. It's worth it. Don't give up. Keep pushing. Stay in school. Stay smart. Drink your water and eat healthy.
Heard that. And yeah, go ahead and drop your socials and tell people where to find you if they want to work with you, get their hair done.
So my braid page is gonna be that ain't bad. Yes, OHTHATAINTBAD underscore. I do braids, I do sew-ins, I do invisible locks. You name it. Okay, don't name it, but you know what it is. But yeah, that is me. My name is Kia, and as you know, I'm so happy to serve with you guys. So please check me out. Stay tuned for what's in store.
Cool, and definitely, anybody watching this or listening to this, if you got anything from it, definitely give her a follow. Go like some stuff on her page. If you could give me a follow, thumbs up this video, I'd appreciate it. And if if you want to support, drop a plan emoji in the comments. That'll help with the algorithm. So definitely, appreciate you for coming on. Thank you for being here. And yeah,
Thank
that's a wrap, man.
you. I appreciate it so much.